Hello, everyone. Today we're here with our principal, Mr. Sigelnik, and we are going to be interviewing him, me, Natalie, and Corey. Thank you for spending time with us, Mr.
Of
Sigelnik.
course. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what you guys have lined up for me today.
Yes, we're excited to share it with you. We have a few questions.
Sure.
What is one of the top things that are on your bucket list? Maybe something you've always wanted to do or something you want to accomplish before you die?
Good question. Well, if you had asked me maybe 20 years ago, I would have said that I really wanted to jump out of an airplane and do some skydiving. But now that I'm older, I don't have any desire to do that anymore. So, really, the one thing that I really want to do is do some more traveling. I've been to Europe and have visited a few countries within Europe, but I really want to go to Ireland. I want to go to Australia. I'd like to go and visit China and some other countries overseas. Maybe go to South America too. So
Oh,
I
okay.
think traveling is one of the main things I want to do before
Yeah,
I leave the earth.
that's very cool. What is one
Yeah.
of the most favorite places that you visited so far, like in Europe, like how you said?
I loved Italy. I really enjoyed Italy, and I loved England. So we went to London. This is back in 2008. So I went to London and I loved London. We stayed there for a good week just in London, and I had the best time there and didn't really even want to leave. I wanted to stay there longer. And then we went to Paris, and Paris was beautiful. But I think the two places that I enjoyed the most were London, and Venice was really nice in Italy.
That's awesome. Venice is definitely one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen.
The only
Um,
thing is, never go over the summer. We went at the end of
oh, really?
July. It was 115 degrees just about everywhere we went. So
Wow.
that was the tough part. So it was a little miserable because of the heat, but
Hmm.
it was beautiful. And if you could go, I recommend going to definitely Italy. Paris was nice. We went to Switzerland and we got to go up into the Alps. So that was really nice.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
But
so cool.
it was a 2 week trip. I wish we had more time because there are so many other things that we would have loved to see. But that's something that I'd like to do again in the near future.
Okay. You went with your family, right?
Well, I went with my wife, but I didn't have my son yet.
Oh, okay.
So it was just us two there. My son is 6 years old now, and I went in 2008. So he was born in 2009.
Hmm.
So it was just us two.
Oh, okay, so even though you didn't get to travel with him, what are some things that you do enjoy doing with your wife and your son?
We we live in Florida,
Hmm.
so we're constantly outdoors. If the worst thing is that it may rain, that's the only thing that will keep us inside. And when it rains, it's usually for a short period of time of like 20 minutes. So we love to be outdoors. We're at parks just about every weekend doing something, playing sports, doing picnics at parks. So I think that's one of the things we enjoy doing the most on the weekends is just relaxing. We get together with my parents, so my son's grandparents and his cousins. He has 6 cousins that are all within a few years of him. So
Wow.
yeah, so it's nice that he has that group that we could get together. We go to the park. We have basically our own baseball team, our own soccer team,
So
because of all the
cool.
kids. So that's usually what we end up doing, and something I really enjoy doing with the family.
Awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun. Uh, I'm
It
gonna
is.
I'm gonna hand it over to Corey now. He's gonna ask you a couple questions too.
Okay.
Hi.
All right,
Hello.
Corey, what's up? How you doing?
Okay. Good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
All right. So I will ask my first question here. Ready?
I think so.
Okay. So my first question is, what was it like being a teacher before becoming a principal?
Okay. I was a teacher in a couple of brick and mortar schools, so your traditional schools, and then I taught in an online school before I became a principal of an online school. Uh, Both experiences were very different. I enjoyed teaching in the public school. Um, I had a large variety of students, so each class was different students and different expectations. I enjoyed coming up with my own lesson plans. A lot of the lesson plans online are lesson plans that have been developed and are used, over and over again. And part of the thing I like the most about being a teacher is creating my own lesson plans and creating my own activities. Um, I really enjoyed when you had a student that had been unsuccessful in a subject area and was never able to understand that subject, and being able to reach them and get them to understand that was the part I enjoyed most of teaching. um, Teaching for an online school was different because I got to do a lot more one-on-one with the student, so I really enjoyed that, the closeness of working one-on-one with the student, being like a personal tutor to the student. And I've noticed that doing it that way, the student is more open with you too, because they're more willing to speak to you about the areas they struggle than within a classroom where they have to do it in front of 20, 25 other students. So you get a little bit more close and personal in the online environment. And I feel like I'm able to help students better in that type of environment just because it's one on one and you have so many kids in a classroom, and it's a little bit more difficult in that environment.
Yes. My next question is, what subject or subjects did you teach?
Uh, I taught mostly science, so I was certified to teach science 6th to 12th grade, and I taught biology mostly, but I was certified for mathematics too, 6th to 12th grade. So I did a little bit of math, usually algebra and biology, but I was certified to teach all of middle school and all of high school science and math. But I pretty much stuck to biology and to algebra, and honestly, mostly science I enjoyed.
Oh, okay. So, what was your favorite part about being a teacher?
Again, my favorite part of being a teacher was being able to reach those students that struggled. There were students that I would see uh, in other teachers' classes struggling to get concepts, and if you can if you can address that lesson in the right way and reach a student on a way that they could really relate, there's nothing more rewarding when something clicks with a student and they finally understand it. So really, that was the best part of it. That's the thing for me that I like most about being a teacher.
Yes, and now I believe it's Natalie's turn, right?
Yes.
Hey, Natalie.
Hi, Mr. Sigelnik. How do you see the
Yes.
school changing in the next 5 years? Like, I noticed we got the newspaper now and the mascot.
A few ways. We've actually been discussing this for a long time, and our cool school, our school is in a constant state of evaluation, self-evaluation.
Mhm.
We're going through a period of what we do is we like to self-evaluate our school. We look at our strengths and our weaknesses, and some of the things that we're looking to do in the future is to do more live classes where there will be teachers actually conducting classes. Once they conduct a live course, they will, or a live lesson, they'll record that lesson, and we hope to have those lessons available through an archive so that students that can't attend a live class will have a video library where they could go to and they can access lessons from those specific teachers that were previously done. So that's one of the things that I'd like to see. I'd also like to see a lot more social activities. We've done really well with our social activities, increasing what we've had, but what I'd like to see is a lot more teacher run clubs that meet weekly, a lot more social interaction. I'd like to see a lot more of teacher student interaction. I'd also like to see maybe a prom for our seniors,
That is so
graduation ceremony for our
Yes.
seniors, a class trip for our seniors, things like that. Maybe sometimes during the year where the students could get together with each other and get more, personal with the other students that are enrolled in an online program. So those are some of the ideas that we've been throwing around here.
Mhm.
Hopefully, and over the next year, we can do a lot of that. But I think the next thing that we're going to work on is the live teacher videos and increasing our social interaction.
Wow. That
Yeah.
sounds
That's
all
so
amazing.
exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm real excited. Unfortunately, as Marie, you're graduating, so you won't get to
I
experience
know.
a lot of that. But
Uh-huh.
hopefully, Natalie and Corey, you'll get to participate in some of those activities by the time you guys graduate.
Yeah, definitely. And
Yeah.
my second question and my last question. Have you
Okay.
always wanted to be a principal in a homeschool program?
No, it was never a thought. It was never even a consideration. Actually, being a principal was never even a consideration. I got into teaching because I was actually after college, I entered into a nursing program. And in the nursing program, part of the nursing program was we had to teach middle school students health and nutrition. It was part of our clinical rotations that we had to do. So this is probably a good 20 years ago. I had went into middle school in Miami and was teaching health and nutrition for the first time and loved it. I loved the interaction between the kids and between the teachers. And that was probably the first time that I thought, hey, maybe I'll go into teaching and I'll do that. The principal thing just came about after years of teaching and years of working in public schools, private schools, charter schools, and dealing with it, doing administration and stuff. That it naturally progressed there. But honestly, it was never even a thought. But I'm glad that it worked out this way. I love being a principal. I love the interaction I have with all our parents and the students. I couldn't ask for more. So I'm really happy that it worked out this way, but I never planned it this way.
Oh, okay.
That's interesting.
So
Oh,
I guess the lesson is that you never know where life leads you. It could lead anywhere. But you know what? As long as you have desire, ambition, as long as you work hard, you know, anything can happen in life. So it's here now, but in another 10 years, who knows what we'll be doing? Who knows if I'll still be principal? Maybe
Mhm.
maybe we'll have a new way of learning and a new concept for learning. But I'd always like to be on the edge of the learning technology. So wherever that's taking us, I'd like to be involved in some way in education.
Of course, yeah. I think
Is that
that's
all?
it. Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
thank you for answering our questions.
Mhm.
No problem. I was expecting some really hard hitting questions, but I'm happy that it went the way it did.
Yes.
So anything else you guys want to ask before we go? Because I have to get to lunch. I am starving, and I have this 6-year-old boy here who's staring at me with his belly growling.
Well, go have lunch. Thank you for taking time to answer our questions, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye.